Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Wednesday to you. This is Heather Hope with The Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. So, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Today is actually my grandmother's birthday, February 17th. She is non-physical. I'm sure she's with me today. She's with me all the time. I know she is. Okay, so happy birthday to Ida. She was or is a pretty amazing person. So let's jump into today in just one moment. So yeah, if you want to grab the book, it's the description. The link is in the description. Starting to slur my words because I've been talking a lot already today. Not because I've been drinking, that's for sure. I can't work if I drink. If I drink, I can't work. It's just one of those things. It's just, I like being focused. And it's like one of those things. I am not one of those people. So speaking of staying focused, that is today's, that's today's, whatever it's called, topic, message, whatever. Let's jump into it. Stay focused on your dreams, as that's how they become a reality. Okay, I talk about this all the time, right? About staying focused. So stay focused on where you're going. So put more focus, more of your attention on where you're going than where you've come from or where you've been. Yeah, that's how they become a reality, because whatever you focus on gets more of, right? Whatever you focus on expands. So you need to write down, visualize, talk about it, look things up on the internet, whatever, make a vision board about it, whatever you want to do, all the things, right? Stay focused on your dreams. The more focused, the more energy, the more, and it's not about them being created because they're already created in vibrational form, right? It's more about you lining up with it, right? It's all about you lining up with your dream. So it's about making you believe it. The more you focus on it, the more you believe it, and the more it becomes an expectation, which is what we talked about yesterday, right? So the more you focus on your dreams, the more you're going to start believing them to become true. And the more you believe them to come true, the more you expect them to come true over time, right? We talk about this over time. You can turn your beliefs to a different direction. You can turn them into new beliefs by staying focused on where you're going, what your dream is. What is your dream? Visit me over on YouTube at my YouTube channel, The Inspired Entrepreneur, and comment in the comment section, what is your dream? What are your dreams? Stay focused on them every single day. Every single day. So every day I meditate. Every day I write my 2021 manifestation list, like the amazing things that happened, the really cool things that happened this year in 2021, as if it's December already. And then I write how I feel. Like, how do I feel when I think about this manifestation that has already occurred? How do I feel now after it's already occurred? That has changed a lot of how I feel lately, because I know that these are the feelings to emanate now. Like when I say I feel relaxed, peaceful, at ease, unlimited. Like when we went out to dinner, right, on Saturday. And we originally were going to go to Cheesecake Factory, and we went to California Pizza Kitchen. You know, one of the things that, we've only eaten out. This is our third time since May, since we came back from California in May. And things have been like open and closed and open and closed. I don't know. I can't keep track of anything. I don't really keep track of anything anymore. So in California, everything was closed to dining. Everything was takeout only because it was the beginning of the pandemic. So we ate out a few times, because we were walking distance and we were there and we wanted to, experience where we were living. So we took, well, maybe a couple times we took takeout out and walked home. But since we've been back in Arizona, we've eaten out 3 times for special occasions, or as soon as like the restaurants opened up, I think in May, we were really wanting to go. And then we just don't, we don't eat out that much anymore. So, but over this time, since all of this, I have worked on my money, stuff. And in the past, spending money on eating out has never been a thing that I really, really cared to do, because when you eat out dinner, it's pretty much $45. Pretty much the places we go to like Mexican restaurants, right? And they're not terribly that much. Like, I don't think it's that much. The places we like, they're not fast food, but they're not fine dining or whatever, right? So I just know with everything, it's typically like $45, maybe with a tip. I'm not quite sure. Roger typically handles it, but since I was taking him out to dinner, I paid, so I knew what it was. But one of the things I realized just going out, and I do this with my eating as well. I've talked about it in the past where I went from being out of control at eating and going on Weight Watchers because it felt really inspiring, and I really resonated with the plan for a couple months, and did very well on it. And then now I'm not on Weight Watchers, but I'm losing more and more weight because I'm enjoying the food that I'm choosing to eat. And over time, well, a couple months, let's say, I have realized that, the points didn't matter. When I looked at it, it was like a banana has no points, like all fruit and veggies pretty much have no points, but a chocolate bar has 13 points. So I could have 2 bananas for 0 points and a chocolate bar for 13 points. And I thought that was ridiculous. I really thought that was stupid, because I don't see chocolate as a bad food. Like, I don't see anything as bad, because I've learned from Abraham that all that matters is our belief system with all of it. And what really matters is what your body is craving, and allow your body to tell you, allow your inner being to tell you what sounds good for you. So I worked on that mindset while I was on Weight Watchers. I started looking at this, and I just disagreed with the point system for I don't think chocolate's bad. I eat chocolate every single day. I've been eating chocolate every single day for the last few months and losing a lot of weight. And I love that. That's what I wanted. When I started off, before I attracted Weight Watchers, I kept saying, I just want to eat whatever I want and still lose weight. That was my desire. That was a core desire of mine. And that's what I'm doing right now. I was working my way towards that belief system. You can't do that overnight. You cannot, because you've got so many beliefs going on about food that you can't eat whatever you want. If you have had food issues for a while or your whole life, right? You have to work on those belief systems in order for it all to work. So over time, it's the key of everything. Over time, you work on your beliefs. You work on softening things and easing into a new belief. Like when I see that 2 bananas, which bananas on low carb is a no-no, right? Basically all fruit. You don't really eat fruit when you're on low carb, and that's what I've done in the past. So then I went to Weight Watchers, and you can eat as much fruit as you possibly want because it's all 0 points pretty much, right? And so it's quite funny that this plan says it's totally fine. This plan is like, no, this plan is whatever, right? And so I'm looking at all of this. Weight Watchers worked very well for me. I thought it was great for law of attraction, how the universe works, all this stuff. But ultimately, my core desire was I want to eat whatever I want to eat. I just do. And I still want to lose weight. And that's where we're at now. And I eat but I don't eat too much. I stop when I feel like I want to stop. And I've got such a great handle on food now. And this is where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be on a diet. I didn't want to be restricted. I just wanted to live a normal life. But the other thing is what I want to enjoy life. And I don't want to be restricted on a diet. That's for me, that's not enjoying life. So that's part of this whole eating out thing. There's twofold on eating out for me. One was being able to eat anything at a restaurant, right? Because being on a diet, typically kind of like that's where Weight Watchers comes in, and it's pretty decent with their point system. It's pretty flexible that you can eat out and just count the points anyway. But the other thing is the money. So in the past, I had this conflict going on every time we went out to eat was, oh, now we're going to spend all this money. And I don't know if I can eat anything, or it's going to be blah, 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 blah. All these things, right? Now on Saturday, I was in such a great mood because I'm meditating every day. I'm doing all the things I want to do. I'm eating what I want to eat, and I'm still losing lots of weight. I've got more money in the bank right now than I've had in quite some time. Like all these things. And so we go and sit at the restaurant, and I'm just like, whatever sounds the best for me. And, it's the barbecue chicken pizza. I'm like, perfect. The print was so small print, I could barely read it. So I wasn't really looking at price at all. It was just whatever. It doesn't matter. So then the waiter finally came over, and it was like, we're going to get this one appetizer to share and this pizza to share. Because I wasn't hugely hungry. I knew he probably was a little bit, but that's what felt good at the time. And I'm like, if we need more food, we'll get more food. Not a big deal. So then he's like, did you guys want to do the Valentine's special, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know. So he goes and gets the thing, shows us, he's like upselling us basically. And, it would have been like 20 or 23, I think, or 24 and plus tax. So we ended up with, like their Valentine special for two for $35. And it just was more food, basically, right? It was a good deal, but it was more food than we were ordering, and it was more money. And we were just like, yeah, okay, cool. That sounds good. It just sounded good. Everything sounded good. So it was just a really good moment. And that's how my life has been unfolding more and more, because I'm lining up the thoughts. I'm meditating every day. I've worked on all of these beliefs around food and money that I can comfortably, happily sit at a restaurant, enjoying the food, taking a lot of it home because I'm just eating what I want to eat. And then I take the rest home, and I'm happy with that. And joyfully paying for it. So we got our appetizer, 2 pizzas, and a slice of what's that called? Red velvet cake. And that was on Saturday. I'm recording this on Monday. The cake is in the freezer. Like, we haven't touched the cake yet. We didn't even eat it on Valentine's Day. This was Saturday, right? We haven't even touched it. I haven't felt like it. So it's just one of those things. And then I had the pizza. Like, I had another slice that night when we got home, because we were eating at 4:00. So later on that night, I had one more slice. And then the next day, yesterday on Valentine's Day, I had the rest of my 2 slices for lunch. It was like no big deal. So the bill came out to be $45, which I didn't think anything about it. And then I gave a $10 tip because our server was really awesome. So no big deal at all. Not a big deal at all. Like, and maybe some of you are like, yeah, that's not a big deal. But for me in the past, it was like, God, that's just one dinner eating out. Like, my husband cooks every night, and he's a really good cook. And is so, when you cook and stay home all the time, you save a lot of money. Like, you don't spend that much money. So it was just a really fun, nice moment of abundance of food, abundance of money, not having a single issue about money, paying for it. I was happily paying for it. I was happily giving her a $10 tip, whatever. So, anyway, going back to today's message, stay focused on your dreams, as that's how they become a reality. So, big or small, it doesn't matter, right? One of my dreams was to eat whatever I wanted and still lose weight, and I accomplished it. I'm accomplishing it daily. To feel abundant with spending money, to feel better about all of these things. The better you feel about every one of these things, the better things will be. So there was a moment when we first tried our first, slice of pizza. Roger had never been there before. I've been there a few times. It didn't taste all that wonderful, the first slice of pizza. And so I'm like, I think I need some salt. The crust just doesn't have much taste to it or whatever. And he agreed with me. And then I added a little tiny bit of the garlic oil that we had on the side, just a tiny bit to the crust. And then I got a little bit of salt and I spruced it up, and I didn't think about it again. And I was just in a good mood. I didn't, go on a rampage of how bad the food was or anything like that. And let me tell you what happened. The food got better. The food got better. I don't think me doing all that stuff to it, because it wasn't a lot. It was more about joyfully, going along, allowing. And this is what happens. If you don't go on this rampage of everything sucks and the first server was awful, but the second one was really great, if you're just enjoying your time and all of that, things get better. The situation gets better. It just does. And he agreed as well. The next slice got better. And I don't even think he touched anything. You know what I mean? He didn't do anything to it. Just our mood got better after we said that the food that pizza didn't really taste all that, anything. But we didn't complain again, and then it got better. And I was just like, that's such a testament of how if you just keep pointing your mood in a good direction, it improves the situation. And it was just, the whole thing was just so powerful. The whole dinner was powerful. The whole thing was so, this is what life is about. Enjoying the time, enjoying the dinner, enjoying eating out, enjoying eating what you want, whatever sounds the best on the menu, eat that. And it was just a great time. And it was so, that's how life can be all the time. And that's how it's becoming all the time. The joy is in the journey. It's just all that good stuff. So stay focused on your dreams, as that's how they become a reality. I need to go get some water. I'm going to cut it short today. But I hope that helps in anything all the things I said today. But just remember, you can have anything that you want in your life. You just have to start working on believing it, and stop focusing on the complaining or the dwelling or talking to everybody about it, or going on the internet and complaining about things, or sharing your story, or all of that perpetuates that thing that you don't want. You got to keep focusing on the things that you do want, and enjoying the journey, enjoying feeling good, meditating, focusing on joy, remembering that you're here to have fun. You're here to have joy, to experience happiness, and that life doesn't have to be a drag or depressing or any of that. So, okay, I'm going to let you go, and I will be back tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.